always say this. Trust doesn't break all at once. It leaks. Quietly, subtly. Like water dripping behind a wall until one day the entire structure collapses. This is the story of Mara Ellison, a woman who believed she understood the person she loved, until she discovered that the real threat wasn't outside her home. It was sharing her bed, her meals, her future plans, and her silence. A story about secrets, betrayal, and a guest room that became the epicenter of everything she never saw coming. Mara was 32, smart, grounded, organized. She worked as a hospital administrative coordinator, lived in a clean 2-bedroom apartment in a calm neighborhood, and had been dating Andrew Hale for almost a year. Andrew was gentle, attentive, almost too thoughtful. He cooked for her, checked the locks every night, and insisted on driving her to work when it rained. Some people would call it love. Others would call it surveillance dressed as affection. But Mara didn't know. 3 months into their relationship, Andrew started staying over more often. 5 nights a week became 6, then 7. Eventually, it wasn't staying over anymore. He just lived there. He brought clothes, books, tools. He took over drawer space, shelf space, mental space. Still, Mara didn't complain. She liked stability. She liked knowing someone was there when she got home from 12-hour shifts. The silence of her apartment no longer felt heavy, but then came the first anomaly. The guest bedroom. It was supposed to be empty, a storage space. But one night, around 1:40 a.m., Mara got up to get some water. As she passed the closed guest room door, she heard something, a soft thump, a shift, then nothing. She froze. Andrew was asleep in her bed. She checked, but the noise, that came from the other side of the hallway. She told herself it was the heater, or the neighbor, or her imagination warped by exhaustion, but she noticed. The second anomaly happened 2 weeks later. Mara came home early from work, something she almost never did. Andrew wasn't supposed to arrive until evening. She opened the apartment door and heard movement inside. Soft steps, then the unmistakable sound of a door closing. "Andrew?" she called out. Silence. She checked every room. No one. No signs of forced entry. No disturbed items. But in the guest room, she saw it. The curtains, which she always kept open, were slightly drawn, as if someone had peeked through them moments before she arrived. Andrew showed up an hour later, cheerful, holding groceries. She didn't mention it. She wanted to believe she was overthinking. The third anomaly wasn't subtle. One morning, while Andrew was in the shower, Mara went to grab clean towels from the guest room closet. She barely opened the door before she saw something she couldn't explain. A duffel bag, filled with men's clothes she had never seen. Toiletries, a second phone charger, a notebook, a pair of shoes. Not Andrew's usual style, not his size. She pulled the notebook out. Her hands trembled. Inside, she found carefully written entries. Day 12. She left for work at 7:12 a.m. Day 23. She ate alone, looked sad today. Day 31. She didn't check the locks. I did. Day 45. I heard her crying. She thinks she's alone. Mara's breath caught in her throat. These were observations of her. But the handwriting wasn't Andrew's. And worse, these entries dated back before she even met Andrew. Her vision blurred. Whoever wrote this had been watching her long before she knew his name. She heard the shower turn off. Panicking, she shoved everything back into the duffel bag and closed the closet door. She walked to the bedroom, heart pounding, face calm. Andrew emerged, towel around his waist. "You okay?" he asked. She smiled. "Just tired." But inside, everything inside her began to scream. Mara didn't say anything immediately. Fear can make intelligent people cautious, strategic. She watched Andrew, studied him, analyzed his patterns the way someone silently observes a storm building on the horizon. And slowly, Andrew's behavior changed. He double-checked the guest room door each night. He kept it closed, locked it when he thought she wasn't looking. He brought home packages Mara never saw the contents of. He started turning his phone face down on the table. He flinched when she entered a room unexpectedly. The man she shared her life with was hiding something monumental. But she wasn't ready to confront him blindly. Instead, she planned. She placed a piece of tape over the guest room lock. She positioned objects near the base of the door. She kept mental notes of every sound, every shift, every inconsistency. And then, on a Sunday morning, she woke to find the tape on the floor. Someone entered that room during the night, but Andrew had been asleep next to her. This was the moment Mara knew there was a third presence inside her home. Not daily, not nightly, constantly. Someone who never stopped watching. On the 7th night, Mara staged a test. She told Andrew she was going to a late shift, kissed him goodbye, and pretended to leave. She hid in the stairwell, waited, listened. At exactly 10:09 p.m., she heard it. The guest room door opening. Soft steps. A male voice whispering. But she couldn't make out the words. She held her breath. Then Andrew's voice responded. Calm, familiar, as if speaking to an old friend. Mara's pulse hammered through her ears. There were 2 men in her home, not one. One she thought she loved, and one she never knew existed. She dialed 911 with shaking fingers. When police arrived, what unfolded was stranger than anything Mara imagined. Inside the guest room closet, officers found a second man, gaunt, pale, wearing clothes from the duffel bag. He didn't fight. He didn't panic. He simply stared at them with dead, emotionless eyes. His name was Oliver Hale, Andrew's brother, unemployed, homeless, diagnosed with untreated schizoaffective disorder, and missing from state records for nearly 6 months. He had been living in Mara's apartment the entire time, slipping in and out of that room depending on Andrew's instructions. Andrew confessed everything. He claimed he was helping Oliver. He claimed he couldn't leave him outside. He claimed he needed to observe Mara's habits to ensure Oliver didn't interfere with her life. But the notebook told a different story. The entries began 2 months before Andrew ever approached Mara at her coffee shop. He knew her routine. He knew her loneliness. He knew her vulnerability. Not maliciously, at least not in his mind. He believed she would be good for Oliver, a stabilizing force, a caretaker, someone gentle enough to be placed into their broken dynamic. She wasn't chosen by love. She was chosen by convenience. Mara moved out the next day. She never spoke to Andrew again. She never returned to that apartment. And she never ignored strange noises in the night ever again. Now we reach the verdict. Mara's intuition was precise. Her hesitation saved her. Her calm, methodical actions prevented a horrifying outcome. Andrew's intentions were twisted by codependency and delusion. He blurred the line between care and control, between protection and manipulation. He built a reality where Mara's autonomy didn't exist. Only her usefulness did. As for Oliver, he was a symptom, not the cause. He should never have been inside that home, but he didn't put himself there. The true breach of safety came from trust misplaced in a man who believed his secrets mattered more than Mara's security. Verdict: Mara is not at fault. Andrew's choices dismantled the foundations of their relationship long before she discovered the truth. And the real threat was not madness, but the ordinary face of a man who thought he knew what was best for everyone else. Some dangers don't break in. They're invited, welcomed, loved, and by the time you see them clearly, they've already taken a room in your home.